Alright, hello everyone, it's Silver Kyle, and today I'm going to be going over the Nintendo Wii U and what I think that Nintendo can do to save the system. Salvage this console, and if they want to, go into the next generation of consoles, which would be, years later. I'm not suggesting that they should do it in, next year. As some people say, they think that the Wii U should just be, scrapped, and they should make a new console that competes basically in power with the Xbox One and PS4. I don't think that they should do that. Not yet anyway, but I'll go over two things that I really think that they should do. Now, I've made videos before about this because the Wii U has always struggled pushing out consoles. Right now they're in third place, so Xbox One and PS4 have beaten them, even though the Wii U has a year over them. 2.5 years into its cycle, it only has 9.1 million units sold, so they haven't even broached the 10 million yet. Xbox One has, it's about 2 million over the Wii U, and the PS4 is at #1 with a whopping 19.1 million units sold. So it has an entire 10 million units over the Wii U. The Wii U doesn't even have 10 million. It's just really bad. And I am not a person that wants to see any company fail. I want all of them to succeed. I want Nintendo to succeed. I want Sony to succeed. I want Microsoft to succeed. I want there to be a next generation of consoles in a few years from now. Well, in quite a few years from now, but I want there to be another one where all three of them are going forward into that. So anyway, I just wanted to explain that I don't want to see anybody fail. I'm not a fanboy to anyone. I have disagreements with each one of the companies, and I like each one of the companies for different reasons as well. So, before, when I would make these videos, I used to always think that exclusives and making games for a console was what really drove a console sales. And I was really just saying, push out specific games and you'll get the people to follow. That could be true in a sense that if there would have been more games at the beginning, that might have helped push a few more consoles out. Not necessarily a lot, because if you look at the Wii U's library, in terms of exclusives, I don't even have all the exclusives that I want for the Wii U yet. There's still a few more, like Bayonetta 2, Captain Toad. But anyway, these are all the exclusives for the system. And I'll do, just so you can see all of them there. Not necessarily is everyone's cup of tea, but if we look at some of the top ones here, Super Smash Bros. Wii U, Mario Kart 8, which is, in my opinion, the best Mario Kart so far, Super Mario 3D World, which is basically, a little bit like Galaxy, a little bit, but multiplayer. It's a 3D environment adventure with multiplayer. And then you have your 2D New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, New Luigi U, kind of like a DLC pack. They brought back Donkey Kong, Pikmin, and then they even tried a few different things with Nintendo Land, which I think is one of the most underrated and hidden gems of the Wii U. I love this game. For local multiplayer, this game is fantastic. I cannot recommend a better game. I talked about Super Mario 3D World, and even Mario Kart and Super Smash Brothers. I prefer playing this. When there's a bunch of people over, man, it's just a blast. Hyrule Warriors, trying something different with Zelda. The new Zelda's coming out. There's Wind Waker. Wind Waker I didn't include because you can technically play it on the GameCube, but the HD is only on the Wii U. Zombie U, Wonderful 101. There's tons of games here, and they tried a few different things here and there. So in terms of exclusives, Nintendo's just, doing amazingly well, but that's not selling systems. So games is not, unless they would have maybe had a few more exclusives at the beginning and really pushed out more at the beginning, that might have helped, but we can't go back in time. And another thing too is that we can't have a stronger system. If they would have had a stronger system that would have been as powerful, or at least near to the Xbox One and PS4, they might have had more third-party support. But even then, it doesn't really seem like people want to play Nintendo multi-platforms for the most part. I myself, I think I only have the only two games that I didn't touch. Yeah, I only have 2 multiplats on the Wii U. So multiplats isn't meant for Nintendo, and that's partly because the system usually, lately, Nintendo has gimmicks. So with the Wii, they had the motion control. With the Wii U, it was the gamepad, which is not a traditional controller. Their Pro controller is, but this wasn't bundled with the system. And I'll get to that in a second. That's my main point about the Wii U. But one thing that I will say, other than the games, and going back in time and changing all of this, is that Nintendo really has to start having a strong presence in the gaming world and at E3. E3 is the biggest gaming event that I know of. And I think that a lot of gamers would agree that that is the biggest time to showcase what your company is doing and what they have in store. Nintendo, for the past 2 years, has decided to only do their Nintendo Directs, which is... The Nintendo Directs is fine. I'm not anything against the Nintendo Direct. I love the Nintendo Direct from E3 last year. However, if you look at the views that they get for that, there's not really a lot. They're just getting people that probably already own a Wii U, and they're not really reaching out, because like after a Nintendo Direct is released, and within the next few days, it's only at like under 500,000. I rarely ever see it go over 1 million, usually, and in the first little while that it is released. So that's really bad. Whereas if they had a strong presence at E3, all the gaming sites are going to pick this up and really talk about it. It was just the Direct, it doesn't get as much attention. So really show up there, you know, go on center stage and talk about your product and show us that you are proud of your product and that you cannot wait to show us what you have to offer. If you're just doing a pre-recorded video and showing it to everyone, all right, that's okay, but nobody's there to get excited to, you know, scream for the announcement. I really think that they really need to do a better job with their presentation and just do what they used to do. Show up at E3, really be proud of your product and show us this. You be there with the people that, you know, are going to be trying to sell your product, you know, giving you additional exposure by talking about it on their gaming sites and saying, it was amazing, I was there at E3 and, you know, this is what they showed, it was awesome, the crowd was going crazy for this. You know, have extra excitement that builds up your company that you do, and then through other parties, they build it up even more. Free marketing. Now, the biggest thing that I think Nintendo needs to do to really salvage the Wii U is to, unfortunately, get rid of the Wii U gamepad. I enjoy the gamepad. One of my favorite games, like I said, is Nintendo Land, which requires the gamepad. But bundling this with the system is costing them like $80 extra. And it's not worth to have that extra additional $80. If they could drop the price down by $80 by taking this out, and selling, you know, the Wii U at like $250 or $200, my goodness, I think that that might stand a better chance, because then you'd look at the Xbox One and the PS4, which are at $400. You'd be exactly half the price of those consoles. So a few more people would be a little bit more enticed. And then considering how many games there are out for the Wii U that are exclusives for the most part, they could be like, well, there's a big library, it's, you know, it's only $200, it's half of what the Xbox One and PS4 are going for at the moment, so, you know, this might be worth picking up. Now, the only thing here is that now they would have to try to figure out what they're going to do, what they're going to pack with, so they could just have the Wiimotes, which would be fine, but they're also going to, if they decide to go this route, they're going to have a patch so that you can access everything in the Wii U without the gamepad, because right now, you still, to access things, you still need the gamepad. You can't just go and use a Wiimote, which is unfortunate. I hope that eventually they do release something like that, but right now you still need the gamepad. And then either pack it with a Wiimote, or I personally think they should put the Pro controller in there, because this is a regular controller. It's comparable to the Xbox One controller and the PS4. Obviously a little bit different, but you know, it's pretty much the same thing. This is a gaming controller. It looks like one, it feels like one. This is it. Pack that in instead, or if they really don't want to shell out, I don't know how much more this would cost compared to maybe a Wiimote plus the classic controller, but it has the handles. So it's basically, you know, the Pro controller. Also very comparable. All the same buttons are there. The only difference is that the analog sticks are down, and you'd have to plug it in to the Wiimote, which is fine. Honestly, it's not a huge deal. So that, I think, would help a lot. You know, having the Wii U not require the gamepad and selling it without. Xbox, you know, everybody harped on the Xbox One because of Kinect. You had to buy it and you had to have Kinect. That didn't work for them. They got rid of it. It helped a lot. And I think that if Nintendo did the same thing and listened to the fans, none of the necessarily the fans are requesting the game pad is out, but if they just try to be a gaming console, which really they do, but be more general gaming, or not general gaming, what's the term I'm looking for? Catered towards gamers without gimmicks. Because they, like, obviously, look at this. All exclusives, they're obviously trying, and they're bringing out, you know, Pikmin, Donkey Kong, Star Fox is coming out. The only title that I don't know that's a property of theirs that they aren't working on right now is a Metroid game. That's the only one that they haven't, like, you know, oh, by the way, you know, Mario's done, Zelda, they've done a few Zelda games, and the biggest Zelda game is coming out this year. Donkey Kong, Pikmin, we haven't seen Pikmin since GameCube. Like, they're really, a new Star Fox is coming out later this year. There's a Kirby game that just came out. There's a Yoshi game coming out. Like, they're really trying to push as many properties that they can here. But the games just aren't doing it, in my opinion. So I think that have a stronger presence with E3. Really try to push your console and do as much marketing as you can to really... Because I never see commercials for the Wii U either. I see tons of commercials for, you know, any type of game for the Xbox One or PS4, but never anything for the Wii U. I kind of saw a few with Mario Kart, but that was about it. So, you know, marketing, put it out there, let people know, and get rid of the gamepad. So, thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you all think Nintendo should do. Do you think they should just keep going forward? Do you think they should just cancel the Wii U altogether and make a new system that can kind of compete with the Xbox One and PS4? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. You've been Bearded and Beardage.